My squad was pinned down. We were in the trenches, deep. The bodies were... There were so many bodies. I couldn't tell the difference between the floor and the corpses. I knew we were going to die. The enemy was closing in on us. Our weapons were, they sucked, apparently. Yeah. They actually equipped us with, flare guns for some reason. Just flare guns. But, you know, we had it in our hearts that we could, if we could at least set them on fire first, then we could at least get a crit. And, you know, maybe Afterburn would get them. But, it wasn't working. We weren't, you know, we weren't combo pyros. We just sucked. So, you know, I was the last one left. The rest of my crew had been ganked, you know. And, I hear a sound from behind me. And I assume, you know, maybe some sort of bombardment or something, you know, broken arrow type of situation. And I hear a little thing behind me. I can't even describe it. It was this really weird voice. It was a woman's voice with like maybe a Bostonian accent or something. I can't really describe the accent, but it was a really annoying accent. And I heard it behind me. And, you know, I assumed maybe it was, you know, some sort of future wife. You know, maybe I had passed and this was the afterlife. But, it got louder. And it got louder. And finally, you know, I turn. And I see this white woman with some sort of mask on her face. It was some, you know, black mask, sort of surgeon type doctor mask with a white X in the middle. And, you know, I'm still thinking maybe I'm, you know, maybe the morphine is kicking in. But no, she comes over. And she goes, "I came here to say what's up." And I'm like, "What? Ma'am, this is an act of war. You gotta get out of here." And I kid you not, she ran out of the trench and just started killing people and twerking on people. It didn't matter if it was my side or the enemy side. But for some reason, she killed everybody with her bare hands. And I can't even, this is very traumatic for me. But I've never seen a more gruesome, terrible, don't mind that, more terrible, gory display than this random woman coming in and just killing everybody. And all the while she had this weird accent and this weird look. And she was like a little chubby, but like a tasteful amount of chubby. Like she had like thick thighs and like I don't know. And I'm just sitting there, right? And finally, like, I think, like, I have to push. I have to do something. And I do. And she sees me and she looks at me. And she goes, "Ha, sucker." And she runs away. Wow, my game keeps, whatever. Wow. She runs away. And I'm like, what? And, you know, I follow her. And she goes right into Hitler's bunker, right? And, you know, by this time, I'm stressed, I'm scared, you know? But I'm infatuated by this white woman. And this fat ass white woman, and I look right, and it's Hitler. You know, all of his guards are dead around him, and it's Hitler, and it's the girl, and he's holding a Luger at her, and he goes, "Why won't you die?" And she goes, "Satan said I wasn't blackmail or hood enough," and she just snaps his neck, and that's Demondice right there. That's how I found out about Demondice. And I was blown away when I saw Demondice kill Hitler. It was insane, you know? And, like, you know, nowadays you've got, like, people fighting, like, you know, wars over her, you know, which, you know, granted, right? I mean, she killed Hitler, and she's the fat-ass white girl of all time, and her music is ass, but, like, there's aura to it, you know? But, you know, I couldn't believe it. So I've always sort of followed Demondice ever since, you know, World War II. And, actually, I could skip here, right? And, you know, there's, like, you know, it really got me thinking recently, right? Brad Taste in Music, he did that one little, you know, a couple videos on her music, you know, just making fun of what he didn't understand, you know, he didn't know the genius that was Snake Eyes. And then he ended up being, you know, getting outed as being a terrible person. And, you know, everyone's like, oh, he sucks, blah, 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 you know. But she predicted it with Sick Out of Fashion, you know, because he's using his mental illness to, like, you know, try to make a bit of a... I've never been here, actually. You know, try to excuse his bad behavior. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. She called it, you know? She knew. And she didn't even have to say anything for her hater. Maybe she possessed him to do that excuse me. To do that bad stuff just so, you know, he'd get outed for it, you know? Maybe it was like... Maybe she was punishing him, you know? Because we all know she's a perfect Aryan goddess, right? So what if she was just punishing Brad for what he did, you know? And then, like... nothing. And then, you know, I'm like, alright, maybe it's a coincidence, right? Like, yeah, she called it, you know, maybe whatever, you know, maybe it was just chance, right? I mean, she killed Hitler, so... You know, you have to kind of give her the benefit of the doubt, but I can't, you know. But then, like, now colaws, Demondice, I was going to set up a whole thing where it's like, and then it was Demondice, and then I completely forgot to show the thing. But now colaws is giving up. He retired. But he's also, like, he's also had some stuff with the Demondice. He was, like, iFunny's... He's the iFunny YouTuber. He was the iFunny YouTuber guy. And he had a ton of, like... Was this Demondice? Oh, maybe. Alkatraz. Yeah, he's done multiple stuff where he's looked at Demondice's stuff and made fun of it. He had that one collab. Wrong thing. He had that one collab where him and Kaner went to Demondice for some MILF shit, which, you know, relatable. If I can find it. I'm quitting YouTube. Oh my god, whoa. Whoa, he predicted it. But yeah, and then Demondice is here. And now he's quitting because he found Jesus. What if he found Demondice? What if, hypothetically speaking, Demondice, right? Demondice, the goddess, right, is Jesus, and she convinced him to leave as punishment for what he did. By making fun of her and having her on his streams. And, you know, sometimes not playing Demondice. Like literally 2 or 3 weeks ago, he played Demondice over a video of on stream, over a video about women's like sexual reproduction, like a documentary about it or something like that. And then 2 weeks later, you're telling me that suddenly, oh yeah, I found Jesus. She kidnapped, she killed him. She literally yandere simulator tortured and kidnapped and killed him because of what he did to her. Because she's like that. She's low key. She's male black and she's hood enough. And I think we need to apologize to DEMONDICE for how, peak she is. She's collabing with, I think, what's the, Iron Mouse. She's collabing with Iron Mouse. Yeah. She's collabing with Iron Mouse, who's friends with Baby No Money, who's, like, the most Israeli singer of all time. So now she has connections to the Jewish, hierarchy, right? So DEMONDICE is basically Jewish, but we don't know if that's, like, confirmed, right? Like, is she actually, Jewish, or is she just, like, is she actually, faking it because she's Aryan, But is she faking it to get deeper to Shapiro and Benjamin Netanyahu, or is he just like? Is she just playing around? Is she on her like ghetto like? Like what are we? Is she gonna low key switch up on them? But like they're her day ones, because if they're Jewish and she's like a goddess, and they're like the chosen people, but she's the chosen person. So how does she look? At that. Like how we can't comprehend DEMONDICE, but we do know she is some sort of like secondary, a primary godlike entity, And I can't really think of another, being as unique and, of course, like as powerful as her, At the end of the day, there's no telling. There's no telling what I'm doing. I don't tell them what DEMONDICE is doing, right? There's a secret here. You have to, like, press the... Yeah. But, like, DEMONDICE is... I think she's perfect, okay? I think we're all so spaced out, And we're all suckers, and we're all buzzword... Buzzword... We're all buzzwords. I can't even speak when I'm thinking about the dice like that. The double D. No, but here's some double Ds. And then you've got like, non-Israelis trying to come in here and say like DEMONDICE isn't peak, and then she just like snaps their shit, right? Like I said, colaws, bread, taste, and music. Me probably if I keep talking bad about DEMONDICE, which I never would, because she's the fat ass white girl, iFunny was making like AI like voice ASMR of her with horses, and they're just dead now, pretty much. They died, and I can't blame her. I feel like if I was a fat ass white girl with godlike abilities, I'd kill iFunny users, But like, it literally all clicked to me as soon as colaws he gave up, quote unquote, got captured, got Israeli'd, got whatever. But I can't I found it, and like nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about DEMONDICE's she like leaked her like adult pictures or something like that to people because they didn't like her, and she's like, well, here's some D's, and she like leaked her own, I'll just say it, nudes for some reason, and I think that's really funny, and people just don't talk about that, and it's so fucking funny to me how I'm getting really heated about this. But it just, she's such like a gold mine, even unironically. Like, yeah, well, she's a goddess, whatever. But this random ass white woman is so fucking funny to me for some reason. But anyway, I'm LARPing as a dice folk real quick. But like, yeah, you know, I mean, Demon Dice, you can't beat the dice, right? She's not male, black, or hood enough to die. So it's like, what choice do you have to join her? Epstein knew about Demon Dice. That's why they killed him. I'll admit it. I have insider information from, who's the guy who, the like CIA whistleblower interview? John Kirikawa, however you say his name. He has insider knowledge about Demon Dice, and he revealed it to me. Because I'll admit it, I'm Demon Dice's top guy, okay? I'm the Stacy Pratt to his, Jacob Seed. I'm sorry. I'm misgendering, I'm dead naming Demon Dice. I'm her, top guy, and her, I'm Himmler, okay? She is Hitler, probably, maybe. No, I won't say that, right? I won't say that because she killed Hitler. She's, you know, under new management. But I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't her top guy, you know? Colaws, he was at one point, and then, you know, he strayed from the path, and he was promptly dealt with, you know, by Demon Dice herself. So she's like personal, you know, she holds a grudge. We know that now. And I think if I can, you know, become, you know, on near Demon Dice's level, I feel like I'll have you know, I'll go far, you know. Do I have what's the thing that makes it so if you like shoot someone at okay, it's gun damage. Oh, yeah. That was a really fast fight, by the way. But like she's just better. Like Kanye has, I'll say this unironically, I think Kanye's a little overrated, which, you know, obviously if I'm sitting here talking about Demon Dice. But Demon Dice is low-key basically better than Kanye ran for president. Demon Dice is a god. So it's like, what are we talking about here, bro? You know? Like, she actually clears. He's a black guy. She's a fat-ass white girl. Like, this is... You're basically LARPing if you're saying she's not more goated than him. Yeah, like, I just think you're coping, even, if you're trying to come out here and say... that Demon Dice isn't goated, because she's like that, you know? But, like... Excuse me. Like, and she's gassy. Sorry. I won't say that. But, like, she's literally the perfect white woman, you know? I mean, like, that's not Demon Dice. She's the perfect fat-ass white girl. There's a Demon Dice YouTube... Oh, babe. Yes? Okay, it's not actually a thing. I was gonna say, if Demon Dice has a YouTube, I'd have to... I'd have to get it. But, like... She's a fat-ass white girl pretending to be a weeb, or pretending to be a Asian woman who can also rap, who has purposefully leaked her nude photos and is, what else was and is doing VTuber work now. And that's just so insane to me. And that's not even, like, ironic. Like, all of that is just straight up true. I you know, you can say I made up the other stuff. But it's insane. I can't even explain how funny that is to me. You know, maybe I'm just too, like, autist, you know, whatever. But it's so funny to me. And, yeah, you know, I mean, maybe one day she'll come after me, you know, and I'll have to bring out the... Ooh. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this, wow. But like, I, sorry, I'm LARPing real quick. Like, I don't know, it's just so funny to me that, you know, she's just such a divine goddess, and people just like don't see that, you know. They ain't like me, right? They're suckers, you know. They're not even aces, kid. They're not even God. Yeah. I'm gonna end that here, actually. I just want an excuse to use my the Demon Dice picture thing that I have, and I thought this might be a interesting upload for, you know, something. Just me sitting here blabbering. But yeah, you know, I mean, I need Demon Dice, you know? I mean, I need Demon Dice, bro.